Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got quite a few things to go over for Pokemon Legends ZA. We have some new Mega Evolution hints to take a look at. We also have some new Nintendo Switch 2 rumors, Pokemon Legends Z8 rumors. There's a lot to go over today, so let's get into it. So, starting things off, let's take a look at the potential Mega Evolutions we could be seeing in Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, this isn't just like a top 10, what I want to see. This is actually a Mega Evolution that we could potentially be seeing in Pokemon Legends ZA. And it's all about this scrapped Mega Jinx. So, if you're not aware, a while ago we found, Matt, who of course is one of the data miners in the community, found a Jinx cry in Pokemon Home's data mine files, but it was a different kind of cry. It was a little bit more like distorted and stuff. It was basically Jinx cry, but at a different kind of frequency and stuff like that. So this was in 2020, when he said, let's start with some of my findings with Pokemon Home. Mysteriously, within the app's sound directory, data exists for a cry similar to Jinx's. In the video, the first cry played is Jinx's and the second is unknown. Sounds like it's the same reverb as a Mega Evolution would have. So that was in 2020, so I was like, oh, maybe we did actually get a scrapped Jinx. And then recently, we do actually have an update on this. We have covered it previously, but now that we know that Mega Evolutions are returning, it's a little bit more interesting. So in cry data, we see two notable files based on naming conventions. These are potentially scrapped concepts for a second form of Celesteela and Mega Jinx. Finally, after all these years, I can confirm it was Mega Jinx all along. So Mega Jinx was originally going to be in a Pokemon game, but it did get scrapped. But they did have a cry ready for it and everything like that. We don't know how far along the design was, what the stats were going to be, the typing, anything like that. We don't know how far along it was and how close it was to being completed. But Mega Jinx was going to be a thing. It's the exact same as Mega Flygon as well. Like Mega Flygon had like a design and everything like that for Auras, but then it never saw the light of day. I'm not sure if it was because of like time constraints or something like that. But either way, Mega Flygon and Mega Jinx are two Pokemon that very well could be seeing Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Legends ZA. We do also have Soul Silver talking about this as well, saying, so I don't want to jump to conclusions, but do we already know which Pokemon will get a Mega Evolution or a new Mega Evolution in Pokemon Legends ZA? There was confirmed a Mega Jinx cry found in Pokemon Home. Is it finally her time? Also, I don't actually believe this personally, but Celesteela kind of looks very similar to the A in ZA. I mean, it does a little bit, I guess. I mean, we know this A stands for Alpha because of the YouTube tags that they accidentally left in. And Celesteela was supposed to also have another form, that we know of because of this. Like it was a second form of Celesteela and a Mega Jinx. So it is kind of interesting they use like the same kind of color scheme as the A as they do as Celesteela. And the ultimate weapon. Can you imagine if they base this game around a second form of Celesteela? I highly doubt that that's going to be the case because I don't think Celesteela really has any kind of connection to Kalos. I mean, maybe it will, you never know. But yeah, I think they just kind of use the same color. But obviously, Mega Jinx is something that has been scrapped. Now, again, I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen, and this does mean we're going to be seeing it, but the fact that they have been scrapped in the past means that they may go back to it and revisit and be like, look, we got really close to making these Mega Evolutions, let's just make them and bring them into Pokemon Legends ZA. I mean, these are the only two that we know about as well. There may be other Pokemon that were very close to getting a Mega Evolution that just never saw the light of day because of like time constraints or something like that. It's just we have actual evidence of Mega Jinx and Mega Flygon, but that very well could be two Pokemon like getting a Mega Evolution in Pokemon Legends ZA. So would you like to see that? Would you like Jinx and Flygon to get Mega Evolutions? It makes more so sense for Jinx as well because that kind of like trio of Generation 1 Pokemon like Jinx, Electabuzz, and Magmar, obviously they were all Generation 1 Pokemon. They all got a pre-evolution Generation 2 being Smoochum for Jinx, Elekid for Electabuzz, and then Magby for Magmar. And then in Generation 4, obviously, Magmar got a cross-gen evolution being Magmortar, and Electabuzz got a cross-gen evolution being Electivire, but Jinx didn't get one, which was a bit weird. I thought they were just going to kind of complete the trio. They all got a pre-evolution, they're all going to get an evolution. But maybe instead of an evolution, Jinx is actually going to get a Mega Evolution. So, yeah, it kind of would make sense on that kind of grounds, but we'll have to wait and see. But either way, let me know your thoughts on all of that. Moving on, we also have this really interesting find as well, and I I kind of covered it a tiny bit during the trailer with the fact that like the fletchling had like changed and stuff, and it was very much a similar thing to what happened in the Pokemon X and Y kind of intro. But this is a really, really interesting kind of addition to that. So this was tweeted out by Pokesutami. It was originally found by Nishi, and what a great little find. It seems like this Talonflame is de-evolving. So it starts as a Talonflame, it then changes into Fletchinder, and then into Fletchling. And you can actually see that. So we see the Talonflame on this screen here, like this is the wing here. And then on the second screen, we see Fletchinder here. And then on the final screen, we see, well, actually, I think that might be Fletchinder, and then the screen after's Fletchling. But either way, it goes through the evolution line, but they actually de-evolve. They get lower down in the stages instead of evolving. Then to Fletchling as it gets closer and closer to the Prism Tower. Is it flying through time or something? So this could be very well a indication that we are going to be going back and forwards in time, and Pokemon are like, not that Pokemon are de-evolving, but it just could be a cool kind of like little hint towards the fact that yes, we are having Pokemon that are evolving, so that's kind of like going into the future, but we're also going into the past, which is why they're de-evolving and stuff. And it's interesting that we get closer to the tower as it de-evolves. It seems like the outer skirts of the town are going to be like more futuristic, which could be like going into the future. And then as we get closer to Prism Tower, it gets like further into the past. I don't know, it'd be very, very interesting. We have some more thoughts about this as well. So my friend Lumi brought it to my attention that the Talonflame in the Pokemon Legends ZA trailer de-evolves into Fletchling at the end of the trailer. To me, this could mean three things. So number one, pointing to a gameplay mechanic that allows us to time travel or play, switching between both and the future and past. Again, I think there's going to be something similar to that. I think we are going to be... I feel like time travel has to be in this game. You know, I feel like just one city set in one kind of time period just isn't going to be enough. Even if we do get like the catacombs and stuff like that, I just don't think it's going to be enough at all. So if we had the catacombs plus the city with different time points and Pokemon appearing in those different time points, like maybe in one spot we have like, I don't know, a Fletchling, and then we time travel, and in that spot it's like a Pidgey or something. Like the Pokemon encounters change depending on the time like that we're in. Makes the most sense because it would just allow more Pokemon into the game as well, because you can't be fitting like 300 odd Pokemon into one city. It just wouldn't work. But if you fit 300 Pokemon into a city that travels through time, you could have like in the past 100 Pokemon, in the present day 100 Pokemon, and in the future 100 Pokemon. It makes a lot more sense. And the number two simply represents that the game is going back into the past of Lumiose City, and that's the time that the whole game is set in. And number three is just a fun Easter egg of the opening scene of Pokemon X and Y to make us fans feel nostalgic. So yeah, it's definitely the same sort of animation that plays at the end of this kind of video. So that's obviously the Talonflame, and then it goes into Fletchinder, and then obviously goes into Fletchling. And again, that's a very similar kind of gameplay footage to this Fletchling as well. And I kind of said that in the original trailer as well. But either way, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think it is meaning something? Do you think it's just been put in there for whatever reason? Or do you think it could be in relation to like time travel and stuff like that? It's a very good find though. So a big shout out to Nishi for originally finding that, because yeah, very, very interesting nonetheless. Moving on, we do also have a new Nintendo Direct, Nintendo Switch 2 rumor, should I say? My lord, got there in the end. It's about a prominent leaker basically kind of reconfirming Nikkei's March 2025 Switch 2 launch info as true. So if you didn't watch this video, we basically covered it not too long ago. It was basically a website kind of saying when the Switch 2 was going to be coming out, and this is another leaker kind of reconfirming that. So more kind of hints towards the Switch 2 actually coming out in March because of all these like leakers and stuff now saying it. So again, we have this as a potential rumor right now. It's not a leak at the end of the day, it's just a leaker saying it, so take it with a grain of salt, everything like that. But we have prominent leaker says Nikkei or Nikkei, I'm not actually sure how to pronounce the company's name, March 2025 Switch 2 launch info is true. So you may recall that yesterday or whenever this was, I don't know when this was posted, but yeah, we've covered it anyway. But Nikkei was reporting that Nintendo was planning on launching their Switch successor in March of 2025. While the company delaying the release from this year to next year was already being reported on previously, the launch date itself was new information. So, while prominent leaker MBKKSSTBHZ5 has responded to the Nikkei report, saying that it is correct information that was sudden to publishers and a unique situation. As for the March 2025 release, they call it a firm date. You can see their tweets about the matter down below. So this is what they actually said. So this is obviously the kind of post of Nikkei basically saying, look, this Nintendo Switch 2's been delayed. It's coming out in March 2025. And this leaker, again, who's got a really, really good track record, saying it is correct information. It is information that was sudden to publishers and is a unique situation. I do not have information on hardware announcement plans, Nintendo's titles, or hardware information. So they don't know when like there's going to be a kind of an announcement or titles or anything that's coming with it. But March 2025 is a firm date. It is the release timing we are aware of from last week. So it looks like the Switch 2 is going to be released in March 2025. So it's probably going to get announced in June, July time this year. And it's going to be coming out next year in March 2025, apparently. But again, take it with a grain of salt. We're not 100% sure, but it's looking like that is the likeliest kind of outcome for the Nintendo Switch 2. So that's all the Switch 2 stuff that I wanted to cover. That's the kind of de-evolving stuff. That is all of the Mega Evolution stuff as well. We do also have a rumor to go over as well, posted on 4chan, talking about new Mega Evolutions, which I thought it'd be a nice way to kind of round off this video since we have been talking about Mega Evolutions. Again, this was posted on 4chan, so take it with a massive grain of salt as always. It was posted on the 4th of March, and it's titled Pokemon Legends ZA Info. So they started off by saying no new regional forms in this game, as it takes place only soon after Pokemon X and Y. There are new Mega Evolutions and new evolutions though. Yeah, with regional forms, yeah, again, depending on when it takes place, it's very unlikely we get regional forms, because why wouldn't they have been in X and Y? Like, the whole point of regional forms is that it's like a new area that obviously Pokemon have had to adapt it to, or if it's in the past, then obviously fair play. But if it's an area where it's only like 50 or years or so in the future or past, and it's very unlikely we'd get regional forms. But anyway, the new evolution. So apparently Diggersby is going to be getting a new evolution, being normal ground. Go-Go is going to get a new evolution, being a pure grass type. Heliolisk is going to get a new evolution, being electric fire. Hawlucha is going to get a new evolution, being fighting flying. And then Ledibur is also going to be getting a new evolution, being bug psychic. I definitely think Ledibur needs an evolution, 100%, man. I love the Ledibur line, but like Ledian just doesn't really cut it. So this getting a new evolution would be really, really cool. And then Ariados gets a new evolution, being bug poison. And there's also apparently going to be a new evolution, which is a dragon type. It does make a lot of sense to have an evolution in this game. You know, we did get in the original X and Y games Sylveon. You know, it's been 10 years since we got a new evolution, which has been a long, long time if you think about it. But yeah, new evolution being dragon type, it would also make sense because it's the last Pokemon that had like the special kind of moves in the original Gen 3 games. And obviously all the evolutions were special in Gen 1 to 3, or Gen 3 should I say. And as well as that, it's also weak to Fairy, and usually when an evolution gets released, its counterpart is either good or bad against. And you know, we've had Umbreon being good against Espeon, we've had Glaceon being good against Leafeon, but then Sylveon was dropped on its own with nothing. So it would make sense for the evolution to be either Dragon, Poison, Steel, something like that. But because obviously Dragon was a special typing in Gen 3, it makes more sense for it to be that as well. And I would love to see a new evolution that's Dragon type as well. And if this is set in the past, it makes sense that we could get a Dragon type as well, because maybe like there was an item that's used to evolve Eevee into a Dragon type evolution, but throughout the years it got lost and stuff, and obviously Eevee's not going to be able to evolve into a Dragon type without that item. So that would be a really good way for them to do it. But either way, they're apparently the new evolutions we're going to be seeing in Pokemon Legends ZA. We also have some new Mega Evolutions as well. So new Mega Evolutions, Mega Superior being a grass dragon type. I would absolutely love to see that. These are, I'm assuming, the starter Pokemon. So yeah, we have Snivy, Scorbunny, and Piplup, which again are 3 candidates that are likely to be the starters as well for Pokemon Legends ZA. But yeah, Grass Dragon for Mega Superior, Fire Electric for Mega Cinderace, and then Water Ice for Mega Empoleon. I don't think I'd want Water Ice. I think Water Steel is perfect for Empoleon. Fire Electric would be really cool for Cinderace. Makes a lot of sense as well because it's a fast, like, football player. And then Grass Dragon would be perfect for Superior as well. But Water Ice, I'm not a massive fan of that. I don't know why it would change from Water Steel. It's a really good typing for Empoleon. But yeah, they would apparently be the starters, I'm assuming. We have Mega Dragonite, which is a dragon flying type. Dragonite makes a lot of sense to get a Mega Evolution as well. It's already been confirmed to be in the game. We know that. And it is one of the only pseudo legendaries that have had no form or Mega Evolution or anything like that whereas pretty much all the others have. So yeah, Dragonite needs some love. We have Mega Jinx, which is going to be an Ice Fairy type, which would be kind of nice. We've obviously just spoken about Mega Jinx, so that makes a lot of sense. Again, they probably just posted it because they know about the data mine of Mega Jinx, but it is still a Pokemon that could get one. We also have Mega Flygon as well, being a Dragon Ground type, and again, that was another cut Mega Evolution. It makes sense for them to go back and redo these Mega Evolutions that were cut because it's less work. You know, they already have the idea. I'm assuming they already have the design pretty much. There's already a lot of information that's gone into it, so why wouldn't they just reuse it? You know, I think it makes a lot of sense to have a Mega Jinx and a Mega Flygon. We have Mega Luxray as well, which is electric type. I feel like if we got a Mega Luxray and it wasn't electric dark, people would be pissed. We have Mega Skarmory, which is going to be Steel Flying. We have Mega Haxorus, which is going to be Dragon Steel type. That would be a really cool typing for Haxorus. And then Mega Hydreigon being Dragon Dark. We did just get a new form of Hydreigon, so I don't know if we'd get a new Mega Evolution as well. But apparently, they're going to be the new Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Legends ZA. So Xerneas and Yveltal have new Alpha forms. And there is one new legendary Pokemon called Adrazel. And it is the Chaos Pokemon, Zygarde's counterpart, and seemingly what the Ultimate Weapon was based on. And the game will release on February the 7th, 2025. That's a really weird release date for me because obviously it's just before Pokemon. Well, it's like 20 days before Pokemon Day. I feel like it's going to launch either early Jan or it's going to launch like in November. I don't know any other dates that it would probably like. I mean, it could launch in like the summer and stuff, but I don't know. That's what I mean. Like, it's really worrying. You know, if it's gonna release like 2025 November, then we have nothing until then, and it's March 2024. So, over the course of the game, Lumiose City will expand greatly and continually with more buildings and become bigger. The biggest thing is that we'll be turning the 5 plazas into 5 open world area-like locations where wild Pokemon roam free and you can catch them. A lot of features from Legends Arceus will return, like the catching mechanics, Alpha Pokemon, and open world structure. So all in all, like, I like this rumor. It sounds really good. You know, we get new Alpha forms for Xerneas and Yveltal. We get a new Legendary being the Chaos forms counterpart. We have loads of new Mega Evolutions. We have loads of new regional forms, or new evolutions and cross-gen evolutions. No new regional forms, but I'm not too worried about that. And the gameplay sounds good as well. So even though this is unlikely to be true, I really, really like the idea of it, and I hope it is true. But let me know your thoughts on this rumor. Do you think it is true or not? Would love to know what you guys have to say. But that is going to be where we end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider dropping a like down below. It does really help out. It's trying at 500 likes. Leave a comment with your thoughts on this Legends ZA rumor, the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff, this whole de-evolving thing, and then also the Mega Jinx and Mega Flygon thing as well. But yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.